So, hi. It is, Wednesday afternoon. I'm on my lunch break right now, and I just noticed that the flowers behind me, this red umbrella, and the fence, and the fucking clouds look so amazing that I have to make a video. um, there's, I guess I just want to talk. Right now, I received word that I'll be receiving my tuition reimbursement tomorrow. So that means that I'm putting in my 2 weeks very, very shortly. How soon that happens is, I don't know, I guess as soon as I can. And what that means is I start really planning my move for leaving behind this old life and starting anew. Feelings that I'm having, well, this week has been a wild ride. Jim and I have been really discussing how things are going for some of the ideas and projects that we're working on, and this whole week we've been collaborating, just because I don't have class, so I have time to do stuff. And the collaboration hit a few roadblocks, and I got really scared and nervous, and I started thinking about like what happens if we continue down this collaboration road, and what if we're not able to communicate with each other. And I started thinking, like, is this the right call for me? And especially after my talk with my parents and them really stressing the fact that they're absolutely concerned and feel that I'm making the wrong decision, blah, 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 blah. Started to, I think, well, not blah, 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 first of all. That's doing them a disservice. But I really started to think about, I think, A, am I making the right choice in taking these life moves? And B, is it with the right person? And in a way, I think that was very surface level, and on a more intimate level, I was still so chained to this idea of pleasing and living for others. And at the time, I didn't know. I was in a very turmoil state these past couple of days, and I started to take it out on Jim, out on just casting doubt and uncertainty on different points in our project. And so yesterday I took some time and I sat and meditated for about an hour, just to observe the observer and see what bubbles up, if anything does. And what I found was, what I found was, when I stilled my mind, this idea came up of my conversation with my parents. And the conversation was this concern that they voiced, where they really feel like this is a terrible move, that I'm an idiot, and that I'll be regretting this decision later on in my life. And for me, I heard to a degree what they were saying, and I had this irresistible urge in the days following that I can't let that happen. And in having that superior motivation, I almost still am giving this approval, or chained to this approval, like a dog on a leash. And by saying, I don't want your approval, I don't care about your approval, and I'm going to take this next step to really be chasing after and pursuing my vision, my dream of what I'd like my life to look like, is one thing. And to say that, and also at the same time be guided by this idea of, like, I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to do it right. I'll be fucking amazing, and this is all going to work out. And almost to be guided by this type of motivation also is just one and the same. I'm not escaping that. I'm not getting off that merry-go-round. I'm still going round and round and round. And it's futile. You gotta understand that. It's futile. At some point, you gotta get off. I gotta get off. And I realized that the only way that I can ensure that I'm being true to myself is to be so incredibly present as to almost be like at the needle on a compass, to really stop, perceive in this particular moment, wherever I am, what it is that my intuition or the spirit or the world is really guiding me towards. That's the only way. My mind, my monkey mind isn't gonna fucking tell me. It's crazy. It's running around. It's got its own circus to juggle, has its own concerns to worry about, its own needs. My ego was going off the chains yesterday and the day before. My mind was just running a mile a minute, never ceasing, never stopping, and jerking me this way and jerking me that way, and just would not shut up. And so it really takes me understanding and recognizing this ego and this other being, this other consciousness that is in my mind, to really say, okay, maybe not. Maybe you quiet, still. Otherwise, I continue to be jerked around and led astray, or without clear focus, without clear vision. But instead to be so still, like the compass needle, and to really feel the barometer of my being, and to say, okay, this direction, this choice, this path, and take it and follow it and go that way, go that direction, 100%. To be directed and guided by the spirit. Yeah, that's fucking great. I love that. Guided by the spirit. So I'm coming up upon the eve of purging, of getting rid of my car, of getting rid of everything. It's wild. I have so much crap I need to throw away or give away or sell, and it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. It's gonna feel great. And I'm embarking on this new adventure of just complete and utter soulful being. Like, what does that even look like? You know, Jim and I, that's what we're creating here. We're creating a life of soulful being. And in this day and age, that's so novel. You know, I suppose there's always outliers, you know, but for the majority, I mean, this is so novel. And to me, it's so right. Just is. To live any other way is such a curse. And it's a curse that we allow ourselves to be in. It's a curse that we have a choice to say, maybe that's not for me. What the hell am I doing here anyway? You know, people at work, everyone's fucking complaining, no one wants to be here. Did anyone ever consider, hey, there's an alternate? Yeah, I'm sure they have, but have they thought I could do that? That it's feasible, plausible? Why not? Why aren't we asking these greater questions? Why is it that there's a haze of consumerism? Why is that? Why is that? That's what I'm on a hunt to find out, is like, what the fuck are we all doing here? And why are our minds, our energies fought for? Why are they, whoever they might be, seeking to tame our beautiful, beautiful energies? That Christic soul of divinity. That's what I'm learning about. At the meditation lecture, I asked that question about what is this energy, because I realized that so much of our daily lives are spent with all these stakeholders, if you will, vying for our focus and our attention through things like Netflix, through things like shopping and consumerism, media, other forms of media, news channels, internet, all these websites just jostling, throwing elbows for our attention, crying, hey, look at me, spend money on me. So, and then on the other hand, I'm driving and I see and pass a field of solar panels just sprawled out, one after the other after the other. And I'm like, wow. Maybe I had smoked a little bit of pot, but I'm thinking like, wow, what is all that? All these upturned faces to the sun, converting that solar energy into some sort of power. At the end of the day, all of this is built around a need for energy. So energy isn't just kinetic or potential energy. Like, what is that? Like, I know the scientific formula for energy. I studied that, but I never thought about what is it apart from this very scientific definition, because that's not all it is. There's something so much greater within that. And right now I'm learning about sexual energy and how to harness that and use that, and what its absolute capability is, and how it's also linked to creativity and imagination. And whoa, let's just say that's a whole topic of investigation. So that's where I'm at.